Hey, what's up, Graceway High School family? It's Pastor Brandon with you guys once again. Thank you so much for joining us for this week's online high school experience. Hey, this is going to look a little bit different than what you're used to because we have some friends with us today. So we want to introduce our friends here with us. Who do we have?
Jade.
Jade and?
I'm Brooke.
Brooke, okay, now tell us, Jade and Brooke, what grade you're going into, and you don't have to say the school because the whole world don't need to know what school you're going to. That's a little weird. But what grade are you going into?
I'll be a junior this year.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be a junior too.
Okay, cool. What are y'all involved in at school?
I play volleyball in student council.
Oh.
I'm in the orchestra. I play tennis and soccer.
Wow. Orchestra and student council. My goodness, that is amazing. So we got these friends with us because we are jumping into a new conversation in person when we meet on Wednesday nights. I'm at 6:30. We're jumping into a new conversation titled Only the Young. And we're really going to be focusing on young people and how the older generation of adults and even people that are older than Gen Z really hold this generation to low expectations. In this generation, Gen Z, Brooke and Jay, they want to be held to high expectations, and they want to be challenged, and they want to be encouraged to do the hard things as well. So we're going to jump into that conversation with them and just by asking some questions and seeing where they're at in their life. So to get this really started, I want to ask y'all right now, what is the name of your favorite song that you would use to describe your high school experience thus far?
Mine would have to be Outstanding by the Gap Band.
Oh.
Mine's actually like a classical song. It's called "I to Go for Strings," and I really like it because it has like different varieties and like different dynamics. So like some of it's like a softer tone, and some of it's like it's getting greater. So I think that describes the high school experience because some things are more easier than others, and some things are more challenging.
Wow, philosophical. Wow. Okay, Jade, so why did you pick that song?
Honestly, the title is Outstanding, so my high school year has been like really outstanding to me.
I'm just surprised you didn't go the prideful route and just be like, because I'm outstanding, So I'm glad you didn't say that. But so when you think about it, why do you guys think, or what do you guys think is an area of your life that you feel like people underestimate you guys because of your age?
Honestly, I feel like people underestimate us because, we're young and they think like, we just want to party and have fun, but we have goals too and dreams, so like we have to be determined to do those things to get where we want to.
Okay, so then what's an area of life, Brooke, that you feel like they underestimate you in?
I feel like any line of work really, whether it's like doing a chore or like actually doing something for someone, I feel like they don't expect you the highest because of like your age and determination. So I just feel like you'll just do the easiest thing and just get it over with when you really want to have the best quality work to show others that you are actually like putting your effort into something.
Okay, so then to follow up with that, where you feel underestimated, what is an area of your life where you feel the most pressure in because of your age?
I would probably say school, and only because like your high school life kind of determines what you're going to do in your future, and like I feel like it's a lot of pressure because you don't want to pick something that you don't like and then you end up with that like for the rest of your life. And it's just like you just have to have high expectations because everyone wants to better you and like themselves. So I feel like that's also a lot of pressure because sometimes you just want to like chill and like lay back, but like everybody's expecting the most from you like 24/7.
And you also have like the younger generation looking up to us, so it's like, you can't make a falling step because like the younger generation.
Right on. So you feel the pressure of from coming from the older generation, but then also the younger generation to kind of show them the way, right? Okay, so those are both good things, and I know the other pressures that you might be feeling, and even people that might be joining us, it might be the pressure to help raise your siblings, right? Or to take care of the family because maybe a parent is not there, or because an aunt or uncle is not there, or whatever that might look like for you. There's so many different pressures that we have, and you feel even at this age, like sports, like academics, like just your social life. You feel all these different pressures as well. But how do you guys think that it feels to be young in today's world? With all of those pressures that we just mentioned, like, how does it feel to be young in today's world?
It's kind of terrible because, like, we have the media pressuring us to do, like, things that, you know, like sin and everything, or good things also, but it's just, like, a lot. You have celebrities, you have influencers, you know, we look up to them, too. So it's just a lot for us.
And, like, there's always, like, negatives, but there's, like, also positives to things. Like, honestly, I feel like because of we're young, I feel like we can set a good influence on, like, the younger generation, like what Jade said, and, like, try to make it easier for them, and we can go through the struggles that our older generation went through. So
that is good, because there's a scripture actually that ties in with what you just said about setting an influence or an example, right? Paul says to Timothy in 1 Timothy chapter 4, he says, don't let anyone look down upon you because of your age or because you are young, but to set an example, all right? So when you think about that, what do you think it would have been like to be young in Paul and Timothy's era, or their world that they lived in? To hear this from Paul saying to Timothy, set an example in the world that we live in now, what do you think it would have looked like? Or what does it look like for y'all then, right now, to set an example?
Honestly, for, like, back in biblical days, I feel like he would have pressure too, but I feel like because God wanted him to do it, that he'll succeed. And knowing where he did now, like, this is where we are now.
No, you're good. So, like, I mean, to compare that to today now, like, how would you be able to set an example to someone that is younger than you or even older than you?
I feel like it's good to show the goods and the flaws. Like, for, like, the flaws, like, you don't want to, like, just only show the younger example that, oh, it's only going to be good, you have to set the perfect example, because that's not, like, how God made us. Like, and I feel like because if you show the flaws, like, it'll help them know it's, like, it's okay, like, you can only better themselves if you do so.
That's good. So now thinking about being young and setting examples to not only the younger generation, but even to an older generation, you know, a lot of times we hear in the church world, or for me growing up in the church, you know, it was, man, all y'all do is run wild, and y'all don't have no relationship with God, and you don't have no faith, and this and that. What do you think it looks like to have your own faith? And not like grandma's faith, not mama's faith, auntie's faith. What does it look like for y'all to have your own faith? And how can you set an example in having your own faith?
Just having, like, a relationship with God, knowing that God is your friend and everything. And, like, not going off of what everybody else says. Like, you have your own relationship with God and you know him. That's what matters, really, to have your own faith.
That's good. You said something key there, to know him, not to just know about him, right? There's a world of difference between knowing about someone and knowing someone. Knowing someone or knowing God, it comes from relationship, like Jay just said. So that is so crucial and so key. Last question I want to ask y'all, and then we'll wrap this up, is how might choosing to own your faith now benefit you as you get older? How might it having that own faith now benefit you as you get older?
Honestly, people show their faith and know their faith in different ways, whether it's like worship, like you're like praying like 24/7 or something. And I feel like when you like figure out like how you know your own faith, I feel like it'll be easier and like to understand God and know God and like just do things your own way, because you're not gonna have the same faith or like the same practices as like your father or sister or brother. So I just think like personal connection is really how you like grow.
Right on.
What you need.
That's good. To wrap up, what advice would you give one of your homies that might be watching this, or a peer, someone your age that might be watching this, when it comes to being young and set an example? What advice would you give them? Look at the camera and tell them.
Create a relationship with God for yourself and not for others.
Look, I didn't tell her to say that either, but I promise I did not tell her to say that. That's good though.
My advice will be, don't try to rush into things. Take your own time, because people find it in different time lengths, and just just go with the flow. I mean, like, and ask questions too, because like you're not gonna know everything from the bat. So like always ask a friend. Like there's nothing nervous or scared to be talk about, because you're just trying to benefit yourself, and it'll help others, knowing that you stepped out of your way to find God. It will maybe help others do the same thing. So.
That's good. That's good. So we're going to wrap up now. Thank you so much for joining us today for our online high school experience. If you're wondering what might be the next step for you in your faith, and even might have some more questions about this conversation, would you text next steps to 816-722-2442. Once again, it's 816-722-2442, and we'll be in contact with you as well. Remember, we are meeting in person on Wednesday nights for a midweek experience at 6:30. Hope to see you guys soon. God bless you.